Understanding why African women endure agony instead of divorce. Introduction. The complexity of divorce in African society. Divorce is a sensitive and intricate issue, with numerous factors influencing the decisions made by individuals contemplating ending their marriages. In African society, divorce carries even greater complexities due to various cultural, social, and psychological factors unique to the region. African women in particular often find themselves enduring agony rather than opting for divorce, which raises pertinent questions about societal expectations, gender roles, and the deep-rooted cultural influences that discourage them from seeking a way out of unhappy unions. Societal expectations and gender roles. Throughout Africa, societal expectations play a significant role in shaping the lives of individuals, especially women. From a young age, they are taught to prioritize preserving their marriage and adhering to traditional gender roles. This social conditioning places immense pressure on African women to prioritize endurance and sacrifice over personal happiness, creating a complex web of emotional and psychological challenges. Purpose of the video and scope of this video seeks to delve into the multifaceted reasons why African women choose to endure agony instead of pursuing divorce. By exploring cultural influences, societal expectations, and psychological factors, we aim to shed light on their experiences and provide a deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding divorce in Africa. Additionally, we will address frequently asked questions to clarify the subject matter further. Cultural influences encouraging agony over divorce. Cultural norms and values. Traditional beliefs and religious dogma. Traditional beliefs and religious dogma in African societies often discourage divorce, deeming it taboo or sinful. The influence of religions such as Christianity or Islam intertwines with cultural values, amplifying the stigma surrounding divorce. As a result, African women may feel compelled to endure even the most challenging marriages to avoid societal scorn and religious condemnation. Preservation of family honor and reputation. Within African cultures, family honor and reputation are paramount. The dissolution of a marriage is often associated with shame and failure, not only for the individuals involved, but also for their families. This fear of tarnishing their family's name can lead African women to suffer silently, forgoing their happiness and well-being. Economic dependency and limited opportunities. Many African women face economic dependency and limited opportunities, making divorce an even more daunting prospect. Financial insecurity and lack of self-reliance discourage them from leaving unhappy marriages, as they fear the potential consequences of not having the means to support themselves and their children. Stigma and social exclusion. Judgment from the community and extended family. In African societies, the decision to divorce can subject women to harsh judgment from their communities and extended families. The fear of being ostracized and isolated prevents them from seeking divorce, forcing them to endure emotional and physical agony within their marriages. Fear of being labeled as a failure. African women often internalize societal expectations, dreading the label of failure that divorce might bring. The fear of disappointing their families and being perceived as incapable of maintaining a successful marriage can be paralyzing, trapping them in painful unions that drain their emotional well-being. Isolation and lack of support systems. The lack of support systems for women in difficult marriages acts as a significant deterrent to pursuing divorce. African societies often lack formal networks or organizations that can provide women with the necessary guidance, counseling, and resources to navigate separation challenges. This isolation contributes to the perpetuation of agony rather than opting for divorce. Pressure to maintain the illusion of happiness. Public perception and societal judgments. African communities place a great emphasis on public perception, resulting in immense pressure for women to maintain the appearance of a happily married life. Divorce may be seen as a personal failure, leading to gossip and scrutiny. To avoid these negative consequences, African women may choose to endure agony behind closed doors, masking their suffering from the prying eyes of society, preserving the facade of a perfect marriage. The desire to present a facade of a perfect marriage can be a powerful motivator for women to endure agony rather than pursue divorce. African societies often celebrate the image of happiness and unity in weddings, and straying from this ideal can have severe social repercussions. Women may sacrifice their well-being to conform to societal expectations and avoid the associated stigma. Fears of disappointing children and loved ones. African women also grapple with the fear of disappointing their children and loved ones by separating from their spouses. They may hope that by enduring the agony, they can protect their children from the consequences of divorce and maintain a semblance of stability within the family structure. Psychological factors hindering women from seeking divorce. Emotional attachment to their children. Love, devotion, and emotional bonding. The emotional attachment African women have to their children often plays a significant role in their decision to endure agonizing marriages. The deep love, devotion, and emotional bond they share with their children may outweigh their suffering as they prioritize the well-being of their offspring above their happiness. Hope for positive change and reconciliation. In some cases, African women may harbor a glimmer of hope for positive change and reconciliation within their marriages. Rather than immediately seeking a divorce, their optimism fuels their endurance, leading them to tolerate immense pain in the belief that things may improve over time. This hope can be a powerful psychological barrier reinforcing their decision to endure. Fear of unforeseen consequences and lost opportunities. The fear of unforeseen consequences and lost opportunities can also hinder African women from seeking divorce. They may worry about the potentially harmful impact divorce could have on their children's futures, as well as their chances for personal growth, financial stability, and societal acceptance. Fear of uncertain futures. Economic instability and financial insecurity. The fear of economic instability and financial insecurity can be a significant deterrent for African women contemplating divorce. Limited access to resources and limited employment opportunities can leave them dependent on their spouses for financial support. The prospect of entering an uncertain future without a safety net can be paralyzing, leading them to endure agony rather than risking further economic hardships. Lack of access to resources and support. African women often face systemic hurdles in accessing the necessary resources and support systems to escape difficult marriages. Limited legal aid, counseling services, and financial assistance compound their difficulties, making divorce appear insurmountable. The absence of readily available support exacerbates their emotional burden and contributes to their decision to endure. Legal complications and custody battles. Navigating the legal system can be another significant psychological obstacle for African women contemplating divorce. Complex legal processes, coupled with the fear of losing custody of their children, discourage them from initiating divorce proceedings. The potential for prolonged custody battles and additional emotional distress often outweighs the desire for liberation from agonizing marriages. Psychological and emotional well-being. Self-blame, guilt, and internalized societal expectations. African women may internalize a sense of self-blame and guilt when considering divorce, influenced by societal norms and expectations. They may view themselves as responsible for salvaging their marriages, regardless of the emotional toll it takes on their well-being. This self-imposed burden can lead to a cycle of endurance and suffering rather than seeking divorce. Emotional toll on mental health and self-esteem. The enduring agony can take a severe toll on the mental health and self-esteem of African women. The constant exposure to emotional abuse, mistreatment, and feelings of helplessness can lead to anxiety, depression, and diminished self-worth. This psychological distress further hinders their ability to envision a life outside their current circumstances, reinforcing their decision to endure. Summary of key factors influencing the choice to endure agony. Throughout this article, we have explored the multitude of factors that influence African women to endure agony instead of pursuing divorce. Cultural norms, societal expectations, stigma, and psychological barriers intertwine, making divorce a problematic choice to consider. The preservation of family honor, fear of isolation, emotional attachments, and the absence of resources and support all contribute to their decision to stay in unhappy marriages. Encouraging conversations, empathy, and support. To prevent enduring agony, open conversations, empathy, and support systems are crucial for those considering divorce. By breaking down the walls of silence and providing safe spaces for African women to share their experiences, we can help them find the strength to make informed decisions about their futures. Importance of empowering women to make informed decisions. Empowering African women to make informed marriage decisions is essential for creating sustainable change. By challenging societal expectations, dismantling stigma, and advocating for legal and social reforms, we can pave the way for more excellent agency and autonomy. It is only through supporting women in finding their voice and navigating the complexities of divorce that we can work towards a more just and equitable society. Frequently asked questions. Can't these women seek help from their families or communities? While it may seem logical for women in agonizing marriages to seek help from their families or communities, the fear of judgment, isolation, and stigma often discourages them from doing so. Breaking the silence and creating supportive networks is crucial in addressing this issue effectively. Are there any cultural differences among different African countries regarding divorce? Yes, there are significant cultural differences regarding divorce across African countries. Religious beliefs, traditional values, and legal systems vary, influencing the perceptions and experiences of women seeking divorce in different regions. What role does religion play in preventing divorce among African women? Religion often reinforces cultural norms and values, discouraging divorce by labeling it as sinful or immoral. Consequently, women who prioritize their religious beliefs may feel compelled to endure agony within their marriages, fearing divine retribution or societal condemnation. Are there any support groups or organizations that assist women in difficult marriages? While there are support groups and organizations that aim to assist women in difficult marriages, their availability and accessibility vary across different African countries. Establishing and expanding these networks is crucial to providing women with the necessary resources and support. How can society dismantle the stigma associated with divorce in Africa? Dismantling the stigma associated with divorce in Africa requires a comprehensive approach. This includes education, advocacy, and challenging traditional beliefs and values. Society can gradually shift its perceptions and support individuals seeking divorce by promoting empathy, understanding, and dialogue. By addressing the complex and interconnected factors that influence African women's decisions to endure agony instead of pursuing divorce, we can foster an environment that empowers them to make informed choices about their lives and well-being. Continuing these conversations and supporting women in their journeys toward autonomy, happiness, and fulfillment is crucial.